Hi, welcome back to VMAX Motors, where today we're going to be working on my Mini Cooper. So you may have seen the previous video where we worked on this R56 and we fixed a couple of issues with that. I'm now going to put the car up for sale. So there's one or two final jobs I just need to do before it should be ready for a new owner. The only two remaining things to do on this is to, one, replace the boot switch, which is just worn out. So you have to open the boot using the key, which I'll show you in a minute. And the other is the oil pressure light keeps coming on. So I've checked the oil level already. The oil level's fine whenever that comes on. So there's obviously an issue with the pressure switch or something. So we're gonna have a look at that, diagnose that, fix that, and then it should be ready to sell. Let's see if this boot switch is the right one. It's a good place to start. So if I can open it. So it's definitely in one piece, which is always a good start. There you go. Not much to see really. So this is what's damaged on the Mini. So I'll show you right now exactly what I mean. So if you, I don't know how clear that is really. Well, as you can see, like the whole rubber's just disappeared, to be honest. So you've got 1, 2, 3, and 4 in their T20 Torx bits. I don't know if that is showing up on the camera. There you go. So 4 of them. Remove all 4 of those, and it should just lift off. So all 4 bolts are out. See if you can lift this off. Oh, look at that, as easy as that. And there's your plug. Disconnect that plug, fit the new one in, and it should be good. So as you can see, I've literally just unplugged the old one, plugged the new one in, and if we lock this ourselves, and then I reach up here, push the button. There you go, and we can see that it works. So now what I'll do is I'll just clean up underneath there, bolt it in, and that's job 1 done. So here we see a photo. The reason being I totally messed up the video for this oil pressure switch repair. So fortunately I'm going to have to try to show you what I found using a couple of images. So as you can see, as soon as I looked at it, I found that the connector was damaged and the pin had actually been pushed through. So what it was doing was making intermittent contact with the oil pressure switch. And that's why the oil light only came on every now and then. I suppose it was dependent on whether I was going over bumps or pulling away, and it was making contact and breaking contact with the sensor. So my next idea was to go direct to a supplier that I previously used when I was working for Aston Martin and also McLaren actually. So I went there, I managed to find the exact connector for about £11. I managed to get a couple of pins as well for about 50p each, I think they were. So I had to get a couple of them, got a couple spare, and all in all it come to about £12, I think. It arrived in a couple of days, and I managed to do a wiring repair to the loom with the correct connector from an OEM supplier, replace the pins, and while I was there, I also replaced the oil pressure switch anyway, because they're only about £8. I thought for good measure, replace the connector, replace the sensor, and it seems to have fixed the problem. So instead of spending over £900 for a new engine loom, as quoted by BMW, I managed to fix the problem in 20 minutes for about £15. I actually wonder if this is the reason the car was so cheap in the first place, was because somebody's had this problem and they'd been quoted so much he'd written it off for them. So, having repaired the harness, you can see you've got your wire in. My nice new, I think it was £11 connector. And the switch, which is just there, which I think again was £10, I think. So instead of replacing the entire harness, which BMW had quoted for the parts alone, 900 and something pounds, we've managed to get this Mini back on the road for less than 20. It only took about 20 minutes. So if you found this video interesting, give me a like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what sort of car content you'd like to see in the future. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.